It's PMAC Movies. It's the video you've been waiting for. The follow-up to part 2 of the PMAC Movies favorite 50 movies of all time. In this video, we have numbers 30 down to 21. We're talking about some absolutely phenomenal movies. I started off making this. It was probably going to be a top 25, and there was just too many good ones. There was too many good ones. I did not want to leave off all the good ones, so I said, let's make this top 50. So now we're breaking that barrier. We're going from 30 down into what would have made the top 25. And we're talking about some phenomenal movies. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. In my opinion, these are my favorite movies of all time. So, this is a mind bender. This is a Gnostic movie. There's aspects of the movie that aren't totally top notch. This is a remake, but this will make you question reality. It'll definitely make you question what the hell happened in the movie. It is Tom Cruise once again in Vanilla Sky. Absolutely fantastic movie. Fantastic ideas. The execution, solid. Not perfect or anything like that, but solid. Penelope Cruz. Oh yeah, Penelope Cruz. Must I say more? Once again, though, if you enjoy this type of video, make sure you hit the like and leave me a comment. That'll push me to make more of this type of video, which I haven't been making like these types of videos, mostly just haul videos. So if you like this sort of thing, participate. If I get enough people that are interested, I will definitely make more of these. Number 29. So Vanilla Sky, 2001, we're up to number 29. This is a movie that I actually decided to buy when it was first released on DVD for 25 bucks. And I was making like 10 bucks an hour. That's a big investment when you're only making 10 bucks an hour. Maybe, yeah, something like that. Maybe not even 10. But this movie blew me away the first time I saw it. I absolutely loved it. Some of the movies on this list didn't blow me away the first time I saw them. It took a couple. But this is just a fantastic horror movie. I believe this is another Frank Darabont Stephen King adaptation. Frank Darabont adaptation of a Stephen King book. It is The Mist here. We got the 4K, baby. I don't necessarily like the slipcover on this that much, but I mean, underneath is pretty cool. But yeah, this was an absolutely great movie. And a lot of people didn't necessarily like the ending of this. I thought it was really good. Just a great horror movie. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but man, I was just enthralled in this when I first saw it. The Mist here at number 29. Another great movie. This was high up the list. Another movie that I remember, it was like on TV and watching it and just being so into it and thinking it was so super entertaining. And it definitely is. I feel like there's some silly aspects to it, things like that. I just kind of dropped it down a little bit. There are some other movies that I felt like were a little bit higher quality. For number 28, we got 1990s. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Paul Verhoeven classic, Total Recall on a beautiful 4K steelbook. This is just a phenomenally fun movie. Is it perfectly done with the acting and everything like that? No. But this is a great sci-fi action. It's got some brain to it. It's got you thinking some, but it's got you having a damn ball. It's just a super fun time, throwing you for loops. What's real? What isn't real? It's Total Recall, and an absolutely blockbuster fun time. That is a really popcorn crunching classic. Total Recall. Now, this 1998 movie at number 27 is a movie I did not like when I first saw it. I remember, I'm pretty sure my dad took me to the theater to see this, he must not have I mean, he was probably just doing what I wanted to do, but not really a movie for someone that young to even understand what the heck's going on with it. It is 1998's The Truman Show, starring Jim Carrey. Now, Jim Carrey at the time, as far as I know or knew, he was just making comedies. He was a comedian. And this movie was much more serious. Like, I think there was some kind of, like, they made some kind of silly aspects to it, or it seems like some lighter aspects to it. But this is actually a much deeper, darker movie. Another Gnostic movie, like Vanilla Sky, like has you questioning reality. Truman, he is the true man. He is kind of like the everyman. So what is this saying about us? It's directed by Peter Weir from, it's 102 minutes, I already said, from 98. This is an absolute classic. This is a great movie. It is definitely, when I was 13, 14 years old or whatever, I was expecting total silly comedy. I didn't know what the heck to make of this movie back then, but over the years, definitely have grown to appreciate what it is. The Truman Show, number 27. Now, we have a movie and a series that some people might think this is way too low for this. This wouldn't have made the top 25. If I made a top 25 list, this was off. And like I said with X-Men and kind of Mission Impossible to a lesser degree, some of these movies are going to represent a series of movies. And this was one of those. I would say my favorite out of the series. Most people prefer the second one. I prefer the first. It is Star Wars: A New Hope. This is it. This is where Star Wars is in my top movies. Number 26 from 1977, Star Wars: A New Hope. I think I tend to like the first one quite a bit out of these series. I'll talk more about that in more portions or other portions of this. But this is just the one that sticks out the most to me. Of course, Empire Strikes Back is a great one too, but I wanted to include, I think everybody probably said, it's my favorite. I wanted to include A New Hope because to me, this is the one that stands out the most. Really enjoy it. But yeah, there's a lot of movies that I couldn't put it over a lot of these other movies that I prefer. We're getting into the top 25. So originally this was it. This was what I was going to do, the top 25. So you wouldn't have seen any of these other movies as parts of my favorites. And again, with the rankings, it's just very, very close. It's very, very close. It's hard to decide where I'm going to put them. But I did go through and I kind of like, would I put that over that? Would I put that over that? And I really, like, I considered it. I thought about it. And this is what I came up with. This next movie, this didn't originally make the top 25. This is one I kind of pondered on after. And I'm like, yeah, this movie's better than this one. I like this movie more than this one. And it really worked its way up the list. It is a really great movie. I've seen it several times. I could absolutely watch this again. It's extremely rewatchable, as are all of these movies. These movies are all extremely rewatchable. This one maybe even more so than some of the other ones. It is a Christopher Nolan movie. It is from 2006. It's number 25. It is The Prestige here. We got the 4K Blu-ray combo pack. We got Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson. I remember this being fairly long, 130 minutes. This is just a great period sci-fi movie, and it's unique. I just think it's fantastic, and like I said, super rewatchable. This could have been higher on the list, but there's movies that I like more than this. But man, this is a great movie. If this was somebody's, top 10, top 5, I'd have no issue with it. It's such a great movie. The Prestige. Number 24 is a movie that I did see in the theater when I was in college, and I thought it was great, and it's continued on. I've continued on thinking it was great. I got it on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. So when it was first released, I got it on DVD probably like right away and watched it right away again. I've seen this movie several times. It's kind of a more modern take on 1984. It is, let's see, 2005's, number 24. We got 2005's V for Vendetta here, the 4K Blu-ray. And if you take a look at 1984, the movie, the guy who plays Winston is now like the big brother character in this. What's up with that? Why did they do that? You don't think they had that in mind when they did this? I have 1984. I had it over here somewhere in the end section. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how they did that. And you know, they obviously did that for a reason. Pretty interesting that they would do that. They'd make the you know, the protagonist is now the antagonist sort of thing. But this is just great. This is like 1984-ish with a big time action element and a and how the V has to wake up Evie is really a profound, interesting aspect of this movie. It's 132 minutes, absolutely phenomenal. V for Vendetta, love that movie. This is another Wachowski movie, but James McTeague directed it, starring Hugo Weaving as V, Stephen Rea, John Hurt is the big brother type character. V for Vendetta, absolutely fantastic. Now we got another nostalgia movie from when I was a young tyke. This was the first Batman movie that I really knew. I didn't get into, like, I guess I did know about the classic Batmans, but I didn't like love them or anything like that. But the Jack Nicholson Batman, I was a little bit too young for that. However, Batman Returns, I loved this movie when I was young. And it's still, you know, you watch it now, it's a great movie. Directed by Tim Burton, so it's got that Tim Burton feel to it, which is just phenomenal with the music and the look. It's got Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito as the Penguin, Michelle Pfeiffer, Christopher Walken's in this. It's got the Danny Elfman music. This is a great movie. This is, again, popcorn crunching entertainment, and it's got that feel to it. Some movies just got that feel to it. Batman Returns, great movie. Dark movie, great movie. Number 22. It was difficult to put this movie over some of these movies that I see as a classic. Now, if you ask me next week, I might say, that's a little bit too high. Maybe some of these other movies should be above this. But in doing this and putting time into this, I ended up with 2019's Dr. Sleep at number 22. To me, this is the best modern mainstream horror movie of the last few years. I mean, I think there's very solid indie horror movies out there, which may be somewhat at this level. But as far as modern mainstream horror movies, I feel like there's not many good ones. Dr. Sleep blew me away. I think, you know, with, you know, this is a sequel to The Shining. And I think just on face value, just for entertainment value, I feel like Dr. Sleep is better. Now, the way Stanley Kubrick did it, I think there's a lot more like themes and metaphors in The Shining. The Shining may very well be a better movie, but as far as my entertainment value, I thought Dr. Sleep was more entertaining, to me anyway. And it's a movie I loved when I first watched it. I watched it again, and I'm watching the extended one. I'm watching the director's cut, which the 4K doesn't have the director's cut. There's no reason to buy the 4K of this for me because I'm never going to watch the theatrical version. I'm only going to watch the director's cut, which is almost a half hour longer. And I feel like it's great. So, you know, you got Ewan McGregor in this, who's very good. It's a Mike Flanagan movie. Mike Flanagan's really made some great stuff. Rebecca Ferguson is great as the villain in this. She's creepy. And there's definitely some interesting aspects to how the villainous characters in this movie suck suck the spirits or the energy or whatever it is. They suck it from like the young, the energetic, talented. There's definitely some profound aspects to that, and some metaphorical aspects to that, maybe even literal aspects to that. Dr. Sleep, great horror movie. I love that movie. Up next, this is it's got action aspects, but this is a character piece. This is a Luc Besson's top movie easily, in my opinion. Number 21 is 1994's Leon the Professional. Jean Reno, great in this movie. I think all he consumes in this is milk. He like never eats anything or consumes anything else but milk. We got Gary Oldman as the bad guy, great in this, great villain. We got Natalie Portman as a little girl who befriends Leon the Professional, Leon, and it just fantastic. And then we got Danny Aiello in this too. I believe he is Leon's friend in this. Now, this is a movie that I've seen several times over the years. It has been a few times since I've seen it, but just a great movie, Leon the Professional. Definitely an interesting one as far as the relationship between these two, and it's huge. No, it's a great movie though, Leon the Professional. So this is just 10 unbelievable movies. A lot of these could have made the top 10, top 20, but just didn't quite make the cut because we got some unfriggin' real movies coming up for you. And number 20 down to 11 in the next video, and then some bona fide, unbelievable, PMAC classic, 5 out of 5, Slippies, top 10 list after that. It's going to be huge, and it's going to be unbelievable. But let me know your thoughts on any of the movies that I shared here for my numbers 30 to 21. What are your thoughts on these movies? You think they're too high? Would you have them rated higher? Movies you loved, movies you didn't like that much? Let me know. And we will see you next time on the next portion of numbers 20 to 11 on PMAC Movies.